just that it because like Daredevil was like my favorite thing. And it was
Yep.
like the last good Marvel thing.
Yes.
And it's not even that old. It's not even like old enough to be nostalgic about yet. And they already brought it back as like bait, like, oh, Daredevil's gonna be in She-Hulk, you better watch it. And then they already ruined him. And they already
Yeah, from what you sent me is like, well, was it like a three-part sketch or something? Like She-Hulk, what?
Well,
the
yeah,
She-
so like I saw that and that pissed me off and then I sent it to you. Um, but then yeah, so like I found out he was in the whole episode, so like they had a whole team up episode.
Okay.
And so like the action itself, it was like a full-on CG fest, like Daredevil was doing like superhuman flips that he shouldn't be able to do. It was like it made the Ben Affleck Daredevil look realistic. Like
Ooh, there's some spice to that.
yeah. And like of course it's not like because the Daredevil Netflix series, it was like serious, it was dark, gritty tone, like kind of realistic.
Yeah.
The fights were like super well choreographed.
Hmm.
There was like a weight and an intensity to everything.
Hmm.
And She-Hulk, all that's just gone. She-Hulk even hits Daredevil with the fucking thunderclap, which should fucking kill him, especially
Right.
at the range she hit him with it at. And
Hmm.
he even slams into a car when he gets hit by it. So like he should be dead already.
Right.
But like yeah, so they just made it cartoonish. So they fight. She-Hulk wins, of course, because it's 2022 and women cannot lose to men ever.
Right.
And then she picks him up and she takes off his mask and she's like, "Oh my God, Matt, you're the lawyer I was talking to today."
The heck?
Uh,
What are we masking? Unmasking people? What?
yeah.
The
And
fuck?
then they're like, "Oh, we're after the same guy, so let's do a team up." And then they do a team up, and then they go and beat up the bad guys who are corny as fuck.
Hmm.
And like corny is an understatement. Like,
Tell them how you feel. Tell them
oh
how you.
God. I mean, at least when they show Daredevil fighting the regular goons, like it looks all right. It
Yeah.
it doesn't look as bad as like some of the other Marvel stuff has been recently.
Yeah.
Um, and then She-Hulk sees him fighting the other dude. She's like, "Oh my God, my pussy's wet." And and then so they beat the bad guy, and then the cops come and arrest the bad guy, and then Daredevil's like, "Oh man, we're both really busy people. It's a shame I didn't get to take you out to dinner." And then She-Hulk's like, "Oh, why don't we skip that?" And then they cut to fucking, and then um, yeah. So next morning, Daredevil wakes up. He gets the boot, and for whatever reason, he does the walk of shame barefoot, like he's holding his boots in his hand. He's
The
walking, yeah, in broad ass daylight. There's other people around; they can see him clearly doing the walk of shame. Like, uh, uh,
heck? I don't know who thought that was a good scene. I don't
and
know.
like it continue like if this is continuing where Daredevil the series left off, like
Yeah.
like he wasn't exactly single at the end of that. He's supposed to be a good Christian boy. Here he is whoring around with She-Hulk. And it's not even like comic accurate She-Hulk. It's super feminist, annoying, bitchy, stupid cunt She-Hulk.
Oh man, the hard C.
It's like why would you ever like one for anything other than appearances? So like, uh,
Well, all right. Well, I guess She-Hulk is now one of the dudes.
I
Yeah.
mean, they like because I only watched the Daredevil part because I knew I was gonna hate the show.
Uh-huh.
But I've watched reviews of the other episodes and I've seen clips from other parts. So yeah, like She-Hulk, she goes full horror mode on Tinder and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And
Hormone.
yeah,
Let's
apparently
be
she
clear.
even like catfishes the guys to an extent
Um,
because on her profile it's She-Hulk, but they don't know what she looks like in human form. So
uh,
then, guys wake up the next morning and she's in her human form when she sleeps. So they're like, who the fuck are you?
oh my gosh.
So,
Ah,
one
that's
could
pretty
argue there's not 100% consent going on there, but
100% consent. That sounds like the R word. We don't say that. We don't say,
or men aren't allowed to accuse anyone of that.
of course not. I mean, you could, but you'll be chastised by the public. So
Yeah,
can't really win. You have to develop a sense of I don't give a fuck. I have been violated, and that woman's gonna pay. So, but yeah, clearly in that scene, there's a She-Hulk and whatnot, and the whole feminism BS.
yeah.
You
And according to the show, she didn't get any matches at all on Tinder ever before she was She-Hulk.
know what? That's funny. That's pretty funny now you think about it. Like, it's supposed to make She-Hulk like this omnipotent superhero, yet she had a hard time getting dudes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I mean, which is it? Which is it? What
right.
are you trying to do? Of
It's not like her actress. She's not ugly or anything. Not
course
my
not.
type, but not ugly. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's like much worse looking women out there who have no problem getting matches on Tinder. Like,
Right. That's not even like accurate to the slightest degree. They could have added
yeah,
some real too and actually had at least a couple guys, but no. You're
yeah.
trying to fix.
They had to go
You're
the route of,
basically
oh, you care about who I was before I became the She-Hulk.
like that's bummy. Like you're just projecting. Not even
Yeah,
project. I can't figure out the word to use. Like it's like satire. Like you're making fun of a dude of what like that typical real guy would go through on a Tinder match. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I mean, I still don't get like the message. I don't even know why they put that scene in there to begin with. Because I mean,
Like the
that's
whole show is like written retardedly. Like whatever the message is, like the writers are too retarded to like get it across. Because like they've admitted that like She-Hulk, she's supposed to be a lawyer. They've admitted that they know nothing about how the courtroom works, how law works. They didn't get any consultants. They said they have no idea how to write a law drama at all.
you
And
have. Oh my! You could have just talked to Dick Wolf. Literally, that guy
right,
would give you expert advice on that stuff.
man's made like five to 10 shows at least.
Like that don't make any sense. You telling me like you never
And they
sat
have
and did
Disney
your
money.
homework?
They have fucking Disney money, and they couldn't be
Dude,
bothered to get even a shitty lawyer. Like, ugh,
my guy. I think I'm just more taken back at the fact that no one really sat through like a jury summons. Like they literally show you how that shit works. You just sit there and you just watch the lawyers do what they got to do, the plaintiff and the defendant. You know that if you literally just sat there, you would have a general idea, not 100%, but at least have some type of idea of like what it means to be a lawyer in a courtroom of some degree. You know,
I'm gonna assume these female writers are so fucking privileged they've never even done jury duty, like at all ever.
that's a shame. That's a real shame.
Like it's an understatement just how stupid it is. Like on the first episode, some like random bitch for no reason attacks the courtroom that She-Hulk is in. She fucking throws like a table at the jury, which could have fucking injured or killed them. She-Hulk saves them,
Yeah,
beats the bad guy,
yeah,
and obviously the case gets thrown out because, there's interference. Y- if, someone fucking like a lone gunman bursts into your fucking courtroom, they're gonna have to like restart everything.
right.
Um, so what they do instead in the show is they blame it on She-Hulk. They're like, we're gonna fire you even though you saved those jurors and you stopped the bad guy. They're like, you're the one who caused interference, and you're the reason we have to fucking throw out the case and restart, which doesn't make any sense at all. And like, if that was real life, like a law firm wouldn't fire She-Hulk. Like, the amount of like social blowback, like on fucking social media and shit. Like,
Oh yeah, no,
if oh, they
that
fired
wouldn't fly.
She-Hulk for saving people. Like, what the fuck? Like, no one would ever hire that law firm.
That wouldn't fly. You're right. Absolutely right. Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to be canceled. Honestly,
Yeah,
That's, like they did what Catwoman. Like they need to cancel that. Put that underneath the
yeah.
no, put that back in the vault until we actually have people that are competent enough to give us what we actually asked for. They tried and they failed horribly. But I can't say that they failed horribly because they gave us a lot of meme potential. They gave us a lot of stuff to make fun of this for. And in that sense,
Lots of twerking and brapping.
yes, you got Meg the Stallion twerking of all people in a dress.
They got her just to twerk. That's the only reason they got her. They got her to have a twerking scene. That's it.
I don't know what feminine wants. What does feminism want? Like, do you want to be objectified or not objectified? It's a simple Q and A, question and answer.
Depends on how
Who's
they're
your
feeling at the moment and what day it is.
Yeah, it's all
That,
feelings with me, never logic.
that's how consistent feminism is.
It's all based on emotions.